Us now is Alon Azi, author of the new book titled Breeding Between the Lines, Why Interracial People Are Healthier and More Attractive. Alon, that is a bold, bold statement, my friend.
Thank you very much, but it's 100% true and based on scientific research.
It is? Explain that.
Well, we all know that inbreeding is bad. If you have kids with someone who's too genetically similar to you, they're going to be unattractive, they're going to have all kinds of health problems, so we all know that that's bad. What I'm talking about is just the opposite of that. The more different you and your mate are, the more genetic diversity your kids are going to have, and they're really going to benefit from that. And they're going to be healthier, more attractive, more athletic, more fertile, all kinds of great stuff. It is always risky to talk about race. It's a very taboo topic. People don't like to talk about it. Even now, 2 generations after the civil rights movement, race can be a dirty word. But it's still a real concept that has real biological validity, and if you can give your kids that extra genetic diversity, they're really going to benefit.
You see, I'm just struck.
I ask you about a term that I found in your book, hybrid vigor. What is that?
So hybrid vigor is a term that's been around for a long time in agriculture. And it's just this idea that...
You're comparing us to farm animals?
Well, you know, we're all animals. And I think sometimes people do get up in arms. You know, I did a radio show yesterday, and this dog breeder called in, and he said, I totally know what you're talking about. When you mix 2 different breeds of dogs, you know, the offspring are so much healthier, and they don't have these genetic disorders that a lot of the purebred dogs have. And, you know, it's exactly the same phenomenon. When you're talking about animals, when you're talking about agriculture, it's called hybrid vigor. It's the same phenomenon in humans, although obviously we're not the same as dogs.
But when you start mixing Goldens with another, no, you want the Golden.
Well, again, it depends what your goal is. If you want, you know, the dog that looks exactly like a golden retriever, then that's fine. But when you're going with the purebred dog, you are running the risk of those genetic disorders, of that poor health, whereas, you know, the conventional wisdom is right. Mutts are longer lived and healthier than purebred dogs.
And I think you say this in your book, that you predict an explosion, and I mean, my kids tell me all the time, they don't see color. So
right.
That's probably the way of the future.
I definitely think that's true. As I said, especially in big cities in the West, interracial dating and interracial people are more common than they've ever been. And if you look at the census statistics, Americans under the age of 18 are twice as likely to be interracial as Americans over the age of 18. So this current generation is more than double in terms of frequency of interracial people as the past.
Alon Azi, I suggest people read this book because it'll get you thinking. You might not agree with all of it, but it's controversial at the very least, but good reading.